Hi, hope you're doing well. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a VBA macro that will allow you to do a word count on your spreadsheet. So there's quite a bit to this code compared to some of the other videos. So I'll take you through it one step at a time, and I think we can do it in a way that makes sense and is understandable. But once you've done it and you've got it saved as a macro, it's going to potentially prove very useful to you if you have spreadsheets where you need to count the words, because as far as I'm aware, there's no word count function within Excel normally. So we'll put this in and run the macro, and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, let's call it word count, which is exactly what this is. Okay, so there are actually 4 different dimensions that we need to define with this. The first one we're going to define is the word count dimension. Okay, so what the long means is that it's going to return a variable somewhere between, in the range of about -2 million and +2 million. It's basically just saying it could be any number between that range. And we'll define that we're looking at a range of numbers. So we've got the dimension S as a string, so it'll be a series that keeps repeating in a way, and we'll get to this a bit later, but it's going to be a vbNullString that we use. So dimension n will also be a variable. Between the numbers that I mentioned. Okay, so that's just putting in, it'll search right through the range of cells that are within the active sheet. And there's no, we're not using a selection function, so it's not just the parts that are highlighted, it should be everything on your active sheet. Okay, now we'll define what S is equal to. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're getting rid of all the spaces and all the rubbish that's around the word, and we're just counting the text, one word at a time. Okay, make n equal to 0. Here's the string that I mentioned. So if s is within the vbNullString, then n, which is 0, is also len, and len is a basically a function used to count the individual characters within a word. So we've just got to put this in to ensure that it's counting the words and it's not overlapping, if you know what I mean. Because your spreadsheet could potentially have all kinds of things in it. Okay, so we'll do that, then +1, move on to the next one. Okay, so where did we, yep, there it is. We started the if function up there. Let's end the if function. Okay, so the final word count, which we defined the dimension as a long function. Plus n, so because that's 0, it won't actually be adding anything to the count. Next, range. So it'll count all the ranges within the active sheet. We'll go through the loop. And we'll put a text box in now so that it'll come up and tell you this is how many words you've got on your spreadsheet. So we'll use the message box. And here we'll type in what we want it to say. Okay, there are a total of certain number of words, whatever the count happens to be, in the active worksheet. So you'll start the sentence off with a capital. Okay, and actually no, we don't need, we've put the loop in. Okay, that should be everything. Okay, let's put some words in and run the macro. and see if we get the desired result. Alright, bunch of random words here. So we've got 7 of them. Let's run the macro. There you go. There are a total 7 words in the active worksheet. So if you want to do a word count on your Excel active sheet, that's how it's done. Hope this has been useful, and thanks for watching.